Hello everyone and welcome back to the XRP Hobert channel. As with you always, this is Hobert doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP, and I got to start with this from Kayoshi Justin Yu. As households are sitting on $3.2 trillion in cash, a record high. I don't know about that. That seems like a hell of a lot of cash. And who is holding all this cash? I look at it like this. I always think like the billionaires. They don't hold cash, they hold asset. That's why I would rather have my money in XRP instead of in cash. That's why I don't want to trade my XRP for cash. I'd rather borrow against my XRP or loan it out to get passive income. It takes one bull cycle to be financially free in crypto. Make sure you don't leave now. That's why you got into crypto in the first place. You wanted to get rich. You wanted to set yourself financially free. You wanted to retire yourself. Yet the first time that the market has a red day, so many people want to exit. I don't get the logic behind that. Think of the reason why you got into crypto in the first place. Now, I know some people got into crypto because a friend of theirs told them that XRP is going to $10,000 or that XRP is up only, or that crypto is a get-rich-quick scheme. I get that. But once you get into this space, if you start doing research, why would you ever exit the space? Especially now. We're way too close now. XRP sitting at the center of FX and digital assets. Take a listen to this.
But like other asset classes, there's lots of correlation between it. I'll give you a really simple example. You can buy and sell XRP against dollars. You can buy and sell XRP against Japanese yen or British pounds here in the UK or Europe, right? That adds a foreign exchange component, because if you're market making, as an example, XRP dollars to one client and XRP yen to another client, then you end up with a dollar yen platform. So it would be disruptive. It would be capital inefficient if you had to do your FX business separate to your digital asset business. And so these are some of the requirements we had early on from our clients that, again, do it all in a single location.
And think about what he was just telling you. XRP is going to be used as common money. It's like a trust layer inside of payments. It's a trust layer when moving assets in the future. It's like when I talk about the BRICS countries, you know, China doesn't fully trust Russia and Russia doesn't trust China. So XRP would be perfect for when China sends Russia money or Russia sends China money, because it could go in as one currency into XRP and come out as any other currency. It's going to be utilized by the institutions in a very big way because of that. Pundit XRP holders need to think about this very carefully. XRP holders need to think about this very carefully. Ripple is already prepared for the future of agentic payment, a world where AI agents can negotiate, transact, settle invoices, manage liquidity, and move value autonomously on behalf of humans and businesses. Right now, everyone is under the assumption that AI is going to be utilizing stablecoins. But take a listen to Dan Tapiro here.
That the number of blockchain, let's be clear, blockchain is the money of the autonomous AI agent, okay? AIs will not be calling up JP Morgan and, you know, doing a wire. I've said this. They be using programmable money, smart contracts embedded in blockchains. So AI agent money is blockchain. Okay. We think that within the next 5 to 10 years, that they're going to be not tens or hundreds of trillions. They will be thousands of trillions of transactions done by autonomous agents. Thousands of trillions. So is the value of those, what is the value of those transactions? Will they be 1/100th of a penny? Will they be a penny? Will they be a dollar? I think it's unclear. I think the volume that we've seen in the last 6 months is unbelievable. There's been tens of billions of transactions from zero 18 months ago. Tens of billions already. So, you look, I've said this before, this investment thesis about the digital asset ecosystem, to me, is the greatest macro investment, macro trade of all time. Right? The internet was the digitization of ideas and information in the 90s. Bitcoin and blockchain is the digitization of value and money. And de facto has to be worth more because it's about money, right? Ideas and information are nice. They're great. That's great. But that's not money in value. There's some money in value there, of course. We have the internet. But the internet of money and value has got to be a bigger financial enterprise.
He's talking about the internet of value. And he said Bitcoin AI agents aren't going to be utilizing Bitcoin, not at 7 transactions per second. They also won't be utilizing stable coins, either because of clawbacks and freezing of stable coins. They're going to be utilizing utility-driven cryptocurrencies. And did you take notice? He said thousands of trillions of transactions. And sure, some of those transactions might only be a penny or 3 cents or 4 cents, but it doesn't matter when it's at that level. It's still going to have a major impact on the price of certain cryptocurrencies. XRP scarcity on Binance drops to a 3-month low as supply concerns grow. So it looks like we're seeing scarcity on Binance for XRP. But I want to know what's going to happen with Binance if it cannot pass MECA regulations, if it's pushed out of the EU. That's going to be very concerning as time goes on. But we know scarcity is coming for XRP, and a lot of people believe that scarcity is going to show up ahead of central bank digital currencies. Also take a list. Oh, I got a clip for you on that in a second. But bullish scarcity signal for XRP whales. 1 million plus XRP wallets now control 74% of this supply after stacking billions recently. Exchange reserves at 7-year lows equals even tighter flow. Less selling pressure, more conviction. Classic setup. Who's feeling the squeeze coming? So if all of these whales are buying up XRP, even while it's at dirt cheap prices and at high prices also, because the whales were also buying well above $2. So if they're stacking at all of these different price points, that means they know that the price is going so much higher. So why are retail investors so worried about XRP not returning back to a new all-time high? It is absolutely coming. The whales are telling you that this is coming, and people are selling ahead of the biggest run-up that we have ever seen in crypto. But let's get back to central bank digital currencies for a minute, because people believe that we will see all the XRP disappear ahead of central bank digital currencies. And even James Wallace said that central banks are engaging with Ripple. Take a listen.
Yeah, it's a great question. So basically, the technology that we're creating for the digital lari is a private blockchain, but it's based on the technology used in the public blockchain. So the public blockchain that we use is called the XRP ledger. It's a publicly available open source blockchain technology. And what we do for each country we're working with, we create a new private version. So you can only use the blockchain if you are permissioned to do so. So we've got the advantage of that is the XRP ledger technology is proven. It has been processing billions of transactions. But central banks like to have things a little bit more private. So we have created a private version.
He's talking about the private ledger there. And we all know that they are most likely testing XRP at much higher prices on the private ledger. But there's no place that there's going to be 2 separate prices for XRP. Whatever the price of XRP is on the private ledger, it will also be the same price on the public ledger. And the central banks we know will use XRP to settle money from point A to point B. So people are now thinking that the price of XRP is going to rise due to supply and demand. The supply is totally going to disappear, and then all of a sudden XRP will be utilized all around the world. A lot of people believe that the whale wallets are actually institutions positioning themselves ahead of this happening. And that would make sense because central banks, if they're going to hold XRP, they will buy at different price levels like we've seen happen. Whales were buying at $3 plus $2 plus, and they're loading up even now at lower prices. on XRP. So here's my thinking on this, and this is just a theory. Say, for instance, we know these central banks are going to be utilizing XRP. The price rises, and all of a sudden it shakes out 99% of retail investors. And then they remove XRP off the exchanges, but you're still able to sell on the exchanges. Could that be a scenario in the future? I'm just thinking out loud. And let's get back to the Internet of Value. HTTP, the standard for moving information across the internet, was donated to a consortium called W3C. Guess what else was donated to W3C? The Interledger Protocol, the standard for moving value developed by Ripple. Because the Interledger Protocol doesn't have its own native token, it relies on bridge assets to settle the actual value crossing these different networks. The XRP ledger's native asset, XRP, is used as the highly efficient bridge asset to instantly settle cross-border liquidity in conjunction with the Interledger Protocol. Not only did Ripple donate the Interledger Protocol, they now co-chair the W3C Web Payment Working Group, writing the rules for how value moves across the globe. XRP is a universal payment layer that connects directly to HTTP, meaning it can be used by every browser on Earth to the same way HTTP can. Now connect the dots. Ripple is in high-level working groups designing the future of value transfer for the BIS, IMF, Federal Reserve, W3C, the DTCC. How can you not see what's happening here? This is what I've been explaining for years now. When it comes to XRP, it was always XRP that was meant to be the future. XRP and a few other cryptocurrencies will rule the entire world. If you hold any of these cryptocurrencies, you are already on the path to financial freedom. You are on the path to possible generational wealth. There's about $418 million in U.S. Treasuries currently on the XRP ledger, an 8-fold increase since a year ago. Ondo represents over half of that. Right now, they're starting to onboard U.S. Treasuries to the XRP ledger. This is still in a very early stage. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because I keep seeing people saying, well, if all these U.S. Treasuries are already on the XRP ledger, why is the price of XRP not higher? Because it's not happening at a level yet that would actually push up the price of XRP. That's going to start to happen as billions upon billions of dollars worth of assets start coming on board. Then it will be trillions of dollars worth of assets coming on board. That will change the price of XRP. We're just not quite there yet, but it is absolutely coming. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share with others. It really helps the channel grow.